Today the Greenhorns kicked off. We got first stronghold. All of us are incredibly excited. I know, like when I saw the video, I jumped for joy. This game is going to be incredible. To start off the day, we broke down the game like any team would. We did it, obviously accelerated. I think we spent about 2 hours breaking down the game. We went rule by rule, word for word from the manual. We all learned the game. And then after kind of getting a general idea of the game, we broke into different sessions and we had some people work on the field elements. In terms of the game field, we've got all of the platforms finished. We've got, I think, we've got like 4 or 5 defenses finished on top of that. We had some people work on our drivetrain, designing it and fabricating it. We also had people testing out a shooter mechanism and other manipulators so our intake and shooter. And at the same time, we had people stay back and dig into strategy a little bit more. And so we got a very good understanding of the game. 3 or 4 of us have a really, really good understanding of the game. And we have our ideas for how it'll be played at a high level. And then after that was all figured out, we continued to work toward the progress on the drivetrain. Currently, our drivetrain's, I would say, about half done. It'll be done before the end of the day, probably before this video is released. And so the drivetrain's going well. You'll see videos of it later. Basically, it's a tank drive, West Coast drive. The wheels are on the outside, they're cantilevered. We've got 8-inch pneumatic wheels. And we're also doing something interesting to deal with the rock wall. And basically, that is, we're mounting a 6-inch high grip wheel elevated so that when we drive up to the rock wall, the 6-inch wheel will basically enable our robot to get over the rock wall. We see that as being the most difficult obstacle to get over for the drivetrain. If you can get over the rock wall, you can get over any other the terrain. And then in terms of lifting up gates and pulling doors, we've got some pretty solid ideas for how to do that. So some of our ideas for lifting up the drawbridge and opening the gate include, so we're going to do like an 11-14 type articulating arm, intake and shooter all in one. We're going to use a wheeled shooter. We've got some pretty promising prototypes with that. So we'll intake the ball, be able to shoot it at any angle, so we'll be able to go low goal, high goal. We're going to use a park and shoot strategy. So we're going to go right up to the tower, and we're going to angle our shooters such that it'll go right into the high goal. And then we'll go back, traverse the obstacles, get another ball, repeat. Our robot, conceptually, will be capable of doing everything. Climbing is going to be a challenge. We have a concept, but we haven't prototyped it yet, so that'll be a day 2 or day 3 video update. In a perfect world, our robot will have the capability to do everything. In the real world, hopefully we'll be able to traverse a lot of the obstacles and shoot into the high goal. Programming team is already done programming the robot, so I've got them working on other things. Things have been going really well. I think we're going to have a functional robot probably end of day 2. That would be the goal.